it ain't so. Tia Mowry divorced Corey Hardrick April 25th, 2023. She's having trouble dating, y'all. Yeah, so when she first married Corey Hardrick, that was 2008. When they first started dating, it was well before then. So like a lot of us, me included, the last time she really was on a date, men actually were wanting to take you on a date. Now, date, D-A-T-E, stands for D at the end. Everybody wants to smash. No one's wanting to take you out to dinner or do anything with you. It's all about Netflix and chill. So it's not that Tia is having a hard time dating anyone. She's having a hard time getting quality. She's 45. She is the last part of Generation X. She's experiencing what dating is like in the social media era, and it's rough.
Don't save her. She don't wanna be saved. Don't save her.
And the reason why it's rough is that when using a dating app or meeting someone somewhere or getting hooked up with a mutual friend or something, there's just a lot to deal with it and unpack. It's not really just getting to know someone. You got to get to know their social media. You got to find out what they do for work. You have to inquire about their exes. You got to even ask questions to see if someone has unresolved childhood issues.
Emotional damage.
And it's very hard to have someone check all the boxes. Even if you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to give you a chance. I'm going to go ahead and go out with you and see what's going on with you. Dudes these days will go to a restaurant with you. They'll be cracking jokes. You'll have a good time. And then they're like, hey, are we going to go back to my place? And you're like, well, I thought I might go home. I'm kind of tired. Well, if you pull that, if you say that, well, guess what? They're going to be like, you know what? We're splitting the check. We're splitting the check. So even if you are dating someone and this person is cool, everyone knows who Tia Mowry is. So unless Tia Mowry gets with someone on her level, which is more than likely not going to happen, Tia is sitting on 12.2 million followers. Her former hubby is sitting at 1 million. If she's not meeting someone that has 1 million followers, subscribers, 1 million something, then she's dating down. And she may be getting with somebody who only wants her to boost their social media presence, or they want her to boost their business. There's some type of boosting going on if she dates down. She may not be able to find anyone on her level or even higher because with her being 45 and her publicly being known for divorcing because, and I kid you not, this is according to her, she divorced because of the kids. I know. That is the weirdest explanation. And the fact that she's dating means that she really didn't have anybody lined up. She wouldn't be complaining about having trouble dating if there was a side dude, because she would just be quote unquote single, seeing the side dude, and then like a year or two later come out and be like, hey, I got this new person. But the fact that she's dating, going on dates, meeting people, there is no side person. She divorced Corey because she was unhappy and because she wanted to live her best life. Well, now that she's been living her best life by herself.
You suck.
And there's a lot of women, because of social media and all the attention that they're getting, they're thinking, you know what? Why only dedicate myself to one man when I can have the validation of 12.2 million people? Let's just say half of those are men, 6 million men. So Tia was getting the admiration, getting the validation from 6 million men on her post. She's taking a lot of pictures online, posting to Instagram, showing off her body, showing off her good looks. A lot of people are giving her compliments. She's like, okay, out of 6 million people, surely someone's going to want to take me on a date and be quality. But unfortunately, even though dudes are giving you compliments Even though guys are telling you look beautiful, you look fine. If you divorce your husband, I would love to be with you and blah, 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 blah. And she's basically getting the red pill. What she's finding out is that dudes say stuff just because they want to smash. If she really was bored and wasn't getting the attention that she was getting from Corey, plus her 12.2 million followers, she could have easily put on lingerie and some heels, walked around. Eventually, Corey would have been like, you looking good? What's going on with you? You know what? Let me go ahead and... Right, eventually he'd have been like, let me go ahead and blow that back out.
Sex with me so amazing.
But the problem is that Corey wasn't enough, and I'm not knocking her for wanting more or wanting to live her best life and be free. It's just that, unfortunately, she's falling into the trap that a lot of women fall into when they get 35 plus, and that is their slim pickings. Most men want you to put out on the first date, maybe even put out before the first date. And a lot of men are locking arms and they're just like, you know what? If you want me to take you out to dinner, spend time with you, laugh with you, yeah, I'll simp and stuff, but eventually I got to get something out of it.
Oh my God.
Now, there are some men that will simp and they will be on the phone with you for hours and hours and hours and send you text messages, like a good morning text and stuff like that. You do have those guys, but most women are not going to want those guys because they view those men as the friend. And those guys allow themselves to be put into the friend zone. So T is not having a hard time dating the guys that are already in the friend zone, already in the DMs on unread. She's not having a hard time with those guys. So they're going to stay in her back pocket for a day when she's bored. But the guys that she's having a trouble dating are the ones who she would actually like to go on a date with and be friends with. But they really don't want her because they're looking at her and they're like, what can you really do for me? I'm talking about the guys who are on her level. Look at something like TMZ. The last time Tia was in the news was December 2022. Her last film was 2018. It was Indivisible, where she played Tanya Lewis. And then as far as television, she currently is doing American Dad. She plays Max, the voice of Max. And then she was doing Hell's Kitchen as herself. Especially with there being a writer's strike, not many new projects are being made. She's getting money from like residuals and probably her investments. So someone on her level or higher is going to look at her and be like, okay, what can you do for me? Because if we do date and it may lead to marriage, you may up and divorce me like you did Corey. And then if she's like, well, we can just be cool and be friends and go out and stuff. But women have to understand, and talking about Tia included, that the kind of guy that you want to be your friend and go out and hang out, they more than likely are playing for the other team, because men are not really trying to hang around women just to be hanging around. Most men are not really trying to do that. Now, if you work together and there are, those exceptions, but we're talking about dating here. So that's pretty much the reason why there's a struggle. What she ultimately wants, she's not really being honest with herself about. Because when women say that they're having trouble dating, what they're really saying is they're not finding a man that they can control. They're not really finding a man who wants to be with them and will worship the ground they walk on and will allow her to have a good time with nothing in return. That's what women want. Women used to get that stuff. Tia used to get that stuff maybe back in like 2001, early 2000s, maybe the 90s. You had guys that would do that, but guys these days, they're not just going to do something for nothing. Everybody wants to blow that back out. And with that being said, it more than likely is not going to be in the cards for Tia, because she doesn't really seem like the type of woman that is just throwing the kitty out for anybody to catch. I mean, she can't, because she's famous. She can't do that. Just like what Cardi B was saying. Cardi B was saying she can't deal with somebody regular smegular or anybody in the industry because they're going to run their mouth. Any man that goes out with Tia, who is not on her level, like lower, they're going to be telling everybody about it, and they're going to want their picture taken, and they're going to sell those pictures because Tia is going to be a come up for them. Anyone on her level or higher, Tia really can't do much for anybody else because she's not really doing anything herself. She's in a weird spot where she's going to be paying for the choice to be single in the social media age for a long time. Now, Tia, back when she was married, she used to have to, things got so bad with Corey that she used to have to schedule relations. Now, when it gets to a point where you got to schedule relations with your significant other, you can't just walk around in lingerie and heels and they're like at attention, things are bad. So I do agree that divorce was the good option. I do agree that her living her best life might have been the best thing. If you're having to schedule it, that means nobody really wants to make time for it, or they really don't want it. So, more power to her. However, with her having trouble dating, this is just a lesson learned that she might have to, unfortunately, date herself. She may be like Maya, and she's going to have to marry herself and be happy with that. She came up at a point in time, myself included, where people actually went out to places on dates. Now, people are doing the internet dating, speed dating. It's almost like a dirty game, and you really can't find quality. And when you do find quality, you're going to unfortunately find out that you're not quality like you think you are. And that's a hard pill to swallow, boys and girls. So yeah. So what do you think? Let me know in the comment section your thoughts. Thumbs up the video, share your social media, subscribe, click the notification bell. See you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Go forth, do great things, and I'm out. Peace.
Shots fired! Shots fired!